On June 5th, we will experience the Venus transit for the last time in our lives.
What is a Venus transit?
The transit of Venus is when the Sun, Venus, and Earth will all be aligned. The word transit translates to passage. In this case, Venus is making its voyage across the Sun. Venus orbits the Sun faster than Earth. The transit is when Venus catches Earth and laps it, and we see Venus cross the Sun.
How often does it occur?
The transit of Venus occurs in pairs of 8 years with alternating gaps of 121.5 years and 105.5 years. So the pattern is 121.5, 8, 105.5, 8, and so on. The last transit was in 2004.
Why are they so rare?
The transit of Venus is so rare because Venus and the Earth do not orbit in the same plane. Venus is on a slight incline to the orbit of Earth. Though Venus laps us every 1.6 years or so, it is usually just slightly above or slightly below our view of the Sun, and is invisible to us due to the Sun's rays.
When is the next transit?
The next transit will be in 105.5 years, in 2117.
What can I expect to see?
A magnified view will show a black dot about 1/30th the size of the Sun, slowly traveling across the Sun's surface. The most important moment of the transit is when Venus touches the inner edge of the Sun, because it appears to be slightly elongated. The smeared image has frustrated astronomers since 1761 because it makes estimating the exact second of the internal contact very difficult.
What causes the black dot?
Remember that the Sun is just a ball of gas. The angle at which we see the Sun has relatively dark gases. The silhouette of Venus, when combined with these gases of the Sun and blurriness of telescopes, is to blame for the black drop effect.
What is the importance?
To understand the importance of the transit, we need a little history lesson. In 1761, astronomer Edmund Halley discovered that he could calculate the distance from the Sun to the Earth by having observers from around the world time the passage of Venus. People traveled to all parts of the globe during the transit of 1761, and every transit since, to time how long it took for Venus to get from one side of the Sun to the other, which is about 6 hours. By applying Kepler's third law, the square of the orbital period of a planet is directly proportional to the cube of the semi-major axis of its orbit. One can calculate the distances of all the planets from the Sun, and thus the scale of our solar system.
How do we use transits today?
Transits are still being used today to discover where we fit in our universe. The NASA Kepler mission will look at over 150,000 stars in order to find new planets. When there is a dip in light from a star, a spacecraft will be able to detect a transit. Many planets have already been found using this technology. If there are other life forms in the universe with the same technology, the Venus transit could potentially help another civilization find Earth. The Venus transit, coming to skies near you on June 5th.